guess the big news for the BUELL community these days in February 21 is that the BUELL brand is back. What does that mean for us, BUELL owners and EBR owners? Hopefully it's a good news for us. It's been the 5th time now, I think. EBR or BUELL, they have gotten the BUELL name, so I guess you're going to see the BUELL name on the bikes going forward. BUELL is a much more recognized name among riders than EBR. When I take this bike out and meet a lot of young riders, they never heard about the bike, they definitely never almost seen one. This is in the yellow edition. I think only 186 bikes were made in yellow. And I know that a few have left the road since then and probably in someone's scrap pile. Such is life in riding a motorcycle. Where does this take us? Well, if the new team on the block, because it's a new team in EBR-BUELL, Mr. BUELL is not part of this restart. It's the company that bought up all the rights for the EBR bikes that's going to relaunch it. They got the rights to the name, as I said earlier, and bringing a product online now that might be a 8-year-old bike, right? It's going to be tough. So they can't just up the fairing and do a little bit fancy paintwork to it and think that's going to sell. First they need a really good marketing campaign, and they need to do some upgrades to the bikes. Rider assist must be included. They need to have all these fancy gadgets as the young kids like today. This bike only have ABS. No, only have traction control. I mean, it does not have ABS. Even I think this is going to be a requirement if you're going to sell the bikes especially in Europe. You need to have ABS on the bike, I think. I'm not up to the rules, but I think that's the rule in Europe now. So there's also a lot of things they need to fix that was problematic on these bikes, and I hope that they have done their homework and research, because they're going to have to change a lot of things on quality control. It's not good for the brand that the rumors spread so fast on this internet today and YouTube and whatnot, and there's a lot of trolls out there. So if the product is not there, it will be known very fast. People will not buy the bike. That's just a fact. So EBR and or now the BUELL brand, they need to make sure that they correct all the issues that was problematic with these bikes. And I'm not going to dig into it too much, but I have 30,000 miles or so on this bike here. This is my spare engine that is in, because the other one I took out, they had a problem with the shifter drum on the gear. It would lock up on me and it wouldn't shift from, I think it was 2nd to 3rd, and even from 1st to 2nd when I was going really hard at it. That was from day one. So it wasn't something I developed, like I touched the gear shifter or something and made some grooves in the shifter drum that way, and when I put in this engine it was the same problem on this engine. So the other engine is overhauled now, and I have a new shifter drum in it. It's in the living room. Yeah, it is. So when it gets a little warmer in the weather, I'm going to do a swap again and put in the original engine. Things like that they need to address. So if they don't, kids would just not buy the bike. That's just the way it is. It doesn't matter how awesome it is, and no one knows about the front wheel brake, and don't spend hours on explaining on the brake how it works. It's an awesome brake, but that's not a buying point for the young kids today. They are not engineers. you know, understand this. You need to sell the whole bike, not only the front wheel. I was up at one dealership where Eric Buell was, and he did a small hour talking about the product, and he spent the majority of the time on the front wheel. You know, you need to sell the whole bike, not only the front wheel. Next to that, I'm very excited to see that they are back in production. Know that I don't need to harvest all the parts. I can come over just to stay on the road. Hopefully service will be there too. They will need a lot of service people that know all these bikes in and out. I'm in the lucky position, I'm an engineer myself, so I've done all the maintenance myself on this bike. I've had every nut, bolt and screw off this bike it's been in bits and pieces, so I know everything I think there is to know about this bike. And why do I know all these things? Because I have problems, so I fixed all of this myself. Well, I hope that EBR will this time, BUELL will this time stay in production, and hope to see a lot of new bikes on the road that is without problems, and it promises a good future ahead if they can stay in production, especially for us who love the brand. Definitely, I love the brand, I love the bike, and that's why the bike is still here. If not, I would have gone with something else, because she definitely has given me some headaches. Blondes mostly do, right? All right, have a wonderful springtime, and hope to see you all on the road this summer on an EBR or a BUELL.